Nurse told officers McCowan was in the labor and delivery department. She says his girlfriend was in labor, but that's when things took a strange turn. The report says the nurse saw 18-year-old Marcus McCowan running back and forth down the hall and that he tried to make contact with a mom and her child. Now, that mother left the area with her newborn. According to the affidavit, he then began running up and down the hall screaming and charged 3 registered nurses, knocking one down while trying to enter the nursery behind a securely locked door. Now, here's where things took a more violent turn. A nurse told police she saw McCowan in the lactation room where he pushed the very same mother he approached earlier and began choking her infant child. The report says 2 nurses were able to pull him away. Now, here's where things get a little confusing. Somehow, McCowan managed to get into the locked nursery. The affidavit says nurses say they saw Marcus strangling a different baby. According to one nurse, he shouted out, "Die," while choking the infant. At this point, the report says the nurses believed McCowan was going to throw down the baby, but a respiratory therapist heard the commotion and managed to safely get the baby and Marcus to the ground. The report.
I want to start off giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakotash. So, look. See this person right here. No love in his heart. Want to kill infants. Strangling infants, right? It says in the last days, though. These are the days we're coming into. All right. Matthew 24:8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. All right. Then they shall deliver you up and be afflicted, and they shall kill you, and shall be hated for my name's sake. All right. And they shall be offended, and they shall betray one another, and they shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. Here it is. And because of the iniquity, because of the sin, iniquity just means sin, shall abound, may come. Because of iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's what's happening here. The love of many. All right. There's a lot of wickedness going on. All right. But this act is just one out of many. And it's because of the love is growing cold. All right. This person has no love in their heart. This person doesn't know God. Because it says God is love, all right? But the love of many shall grow cold. You're going to see this in the last days, all right? But it says, but he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved. You got to endure to the end, all right? Yeah, you're going to go, there's a lot of wickedness out there. But you got to endure. And because iniquity shall bound, the love of many shall wax cold, all right? And that's important to know because you got to keep... Let me get that scripture. Those that love me keep my commandments, right? This is what Yahweh said. Who the world ignorantly called Jesus Christ. John 14:21. Whosoever have my commandments and keep... Let me get it. Let me blow it up. Let me get it in the big one. John 14:21. Let me blow it up. Salakia, John 14:21. And it's in red. If you love me, keep my commandments. Plain and simple. If you love me, keep my commandments. That's what Christ is asking you. That's what the Anointed One is asking you. If you love me, keep my commandments. It says 21. He that have my commandments and kept them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, Yahweh, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him. Simple and plain, in front of your face. He that have my commandments and keep them, let me read again. He it is that loveth me. So if you have his commandments and you keep them, you love Yahweh Shai and the Father's going to love you. And he that loveth me shall be loved by my Father, and I love him, and I manifest myself unto him. Plain and simple again in front of your face. If you love me, keep my commandments. Simple. If you love me. A lot of people, they don't love Yahweh Shai. That's the thing about it, because he was hated. If you love me, then keep my commandments. That's simple and plain. If you love me, keep my commandments. But a lot of people don't love Yahweh Shai. He was hated. I was hated first. He's saying, I was hated first. I was hated first. John 15 and 18. Let me get that for you. Salakia, bear with me. John 15. Matter of fact, here's the commandment right here. Plain and simple in front of your face. These things I command you, that you love one another. That's his commandment, to love one another. Now, a lot of people ain't loving one another, because I don't know, that's that act that we just watched with the choking of the baby is not loving one another, right? So that man is not keeping the commandments of Yahweh Shai, all right? But it says, if the world hated you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. So that's why it's important to keep his commandments, because the world's still going to hate you, but your job is to love one another. All right? And you got to love your enemies too. But Yahweh Shai loved one another. He took care of people, all right? Take care of your neighbor. Take care of your people. Take care of your family. Take care of one another, all right? Love one another. Take care of one another. Look out for one another. If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you. That's why he made this commandment, because he knows that the world hated him. He didn't go around saying hate people. You gotta love. All right. And this is the reason why I hated him, because it says, if you were of the world would love his own. But because you are not of the world, because I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hated you. All right, so that's why the world hated us. And Yahweh Shai was a so-called black man. But then this is when it gets tricky. I mean, this is when it gets, it's a simple plan, but this is when it gets real, because it says, he that hated me hated my Father also. So if the world hated him, Yahweh Shai, the world hated the Father too. All right? Because they seen Yahweh Shai. And he that seen Yahweh Shai back then seen the Father. So if Yahweh Shai is black, the Father is black as well. That's why they truly hated that man, because he was a black man. And they know it. If I had not done among the works which none other man did, they had not had sin. But now they both seen and have hated me both and my Father. See, these people hate Yahweh Shai and his dad. Just like they hate you and your pops, because you're black. Just like Yahweh Shai and his father Yahweh. We are family, all right? But this come to pass, that every word may be fulfilled that is written in the law. They hated me without a cause. And that's the same thing. I went down south, and I went down there, and they said, I was walking without a shirt down in Texas, and they warned me, white lady warned me, and said, you need to put, it's not, and I was walking with a dog, and the white lady said, so-called, she said, it's not good that you walk a pit bull. I don't know how to say this, but it's not good for you to walk a pit bull without a leash, because down here, people are scared of pit bulls. They'll shoot your dog. And I said, oh, so okay. I was walking with another partner, and I said, all right. And she said, and you got your shirt off. You know, there's a racist right across the street, a redneck racist, and he doesn't like black folks. And she's like, I got two sons. I'm not racist, but I'm letting warn you because I feel because of how they treat my son down here. They're scared of black folks and they'll shoot you. So I'm like, oh dang. So they hate black folks down there in Texas. They're very racist. So, you know, without a cause. They're just scared of us. All right. Just hate us without a cause. All right. They just hate us without a cause. All right. Without a cause. And something that's how it is. He that hated me hated the Father. Let me go back to John 13 because it's important to love. You got to love your neighbor. And your neighbor's not really the white man because he don't take care of you. People say they push a hate doctrine, but hey, the white man been hating us, killing us. Like killing us is not love. You know, they killed Yahushua, so that's not love either. Here it is. Let me get this last scripture for you. I gotta go make my daily bread. John 13 and 34. A new, plain and simple, from your face. A new commandment this is Yahushua speaking. A new commandment I given unto you, that you love one another as I loved you, that you also love one another. There you go, said it again. By all this, all men know that you are my disciples, if you have loved one to another. So your love have to spread out to another person. If you're not loving another person, then, then you're not the Lord's disciple. You ain't come from the Lord. All right. Your love has to spread out to another person. All right. Love has to spread out to another person. Love has to go forth. Love has to lead you. Love has to be in your life. Love has to be on you. You have to speak words of love. You have to love, love, love. That has to go forth. Love has to go forth. All right? Love has to go forth. All right? Cannot forget love. Let me get this last scripture. I'm sorry. Salakia. First Corinthians 13 and 12. Salakia. First Corinthians. Salakia. Bear with me. All right, this is First Corinthians 13 and 13. Long suffering, charity. I'm sorry, First Corinthians 13 and 2. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge and though I have all faith, so that I could remove mountains and have no charity and not charity, I am nothing. All right. So charity is important. Loving one another, giving is important. All right. You can have all of the gifts, understand all the knowledge, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and faith. But if you don't have charity, you're nothing. All right. You need charity in your heart. All right. And that's important to give, to love, to look out, to feed the poor. All right. That's important. That's what Yahushua did. He came down, fed the poor, broke bread, fed thousands, healed the sick, prayed with them, looked after them. Yahushua did that, all right, through the world England called Jesus. He did that, all right. He gave charity. He gave things away, he gave his time. It might not always be money. He gave his time to people. He sat down with the lowly. He cared for the blind, the sick, the poor, all right. That's charity, all right. But With that being said, I want to say shalom and catch you on the next one.